You are listening to Making It in the Toy Industry, episode number 270.
Welcome to Making It in the Toy Industry, a podcast for inventors, entrepreneurs, and makers like you. And now, your host, Azhelle Wade.
Hey there, toy people. Azhelle Wade here, and welcome back to another episode of Making It in the Toy Industry. This is a weekly podcast brought to you by thetoycoach.com. Today's episode, I am sharing an interview that I did at a recent trade show with one of my students from Toy Creators Academy. And this student actually worked with me one-on-one as well as a client where I helped her grow and refine her brand. Oh, I am so proud of everything she's done with her brand so far. And I hope that this episode inspires you because this student is an industry professional, started out as a photographer, and now her toy doll brand is her full-time work. And I just love seeing posts from her, getting so much love online. I love seeing her products in stores. Other TCAers will send photos when they stumble across her products in stores. And it really just shows what you can accomplish when you have a full-on can-do attitude about your business. So today's episode is going to be about cultural representation because that's what this toy brand is all about. It's going to focus on product accessibility, price points, and smart trade show strategies. To deep dive into those topics, I'm going to be sharing this interview that I held at a recent toy trade show with none other than Samantha Ong of Joey Dolls. Joey Dolls is the world's most diverse Asian doll line. If you haven't heard of Joey Dolls yet, well, then you must be under a rock, my friend, because I talk about this brand quite a bit. Now, Samantha has made waves in the toy space, bringing to life a line of dolls that authentically represent a variety of Asian cultures, filling a gap that has been too long overlooked in the industry. Samantha's passion for representation shines through every detail, from the specific skin tones of each of the dolls to the hyper details on their attire. And now, in this interview, she's going to share how she's extending her mission with a new line of Joey dolls, designed to be at a more accessible price point and to be easier to use for smaller hands and families with tighter budgets. I love talking with Samantha about this product line. And I have to tell you, if you are listening to this interview, there is also a video recording. It's going to be up on YouTube this Friday. So make sure you check out the video recording because if at any point I'm oohing and ahhing over some visual piece that you can't see, I know it's going to be frustrating. But just focus up, listen in, and then come back on Friday and you can watch the whole video. Now, Samantha isn't just a toy creator, and if you create your own toy line, know that that's not all you're going to be doing. She is also a business strategist, okay? And in this conversation with Samantha, you will hear a little bit of that strategy and why she decided to go beyond her already very successful $60 dolls and why she decided to create these mini dolls and why she decided to create these new Joey dolls and what retailers are already thinking. With Samantha's background in photography and her commitment to creating educational toys that truly matter and will change the lives of the kids that play with them, she is growing Joey Dolls as so much more than a product line. It is a cultural movement, and you can see it online. During our chat, she revealed the thoughtful design that she puts behind every doll, her pricing strategy behind her new product, and how she is navigating retailer interest, packaging decisions, and even the potential to scale into big box stores. Now, this interview was held at Samantha's first time exhibiting at a trade show called New York Toy Fair, but she is no stranger to trade shows. The very first trade show that Samantha ever participated in was the Toy Coach Showcase at Astra. Yes, that's right. So as the toy coach, I bought out 2 booth spaces. So we had a 10 by 20 booth space. I invited 9 of my students to exhibit in that space, and I decorated and decked out that space to look like a pink carpet movie premiere. It was an incredible opportunity for my students to start out at a trade show at a low price point and to have somebody else there on the show floor selling their product. That was me. But a few students did show up to sell themselves, and Samantha was one of them. That trade show was the very first time her product was brought to the toy industry trade show floor. Buyers were coming up to her saying, "I know your brand from somewhere." It might have been from some of the media coverage that she had worked to get for herself, but it also might have been the promotion ads on Facebook that I did to promote the Toy Coach Showcase and other promos we did on this podcast to promote that showcase. So Samantha has really come so far in just about 3 years. And after being a part of my very first showcase at Astra, she has been steadily building her brand presence on her own, going to her own toy trade shows. I've been so proud to be able to help her design some of her newer trade show booths. And in this episode, she shares exactly how she prepared for New York Toy Fair, including getting new signage due to new requirements of the space, hiring reps, getting boots on the ground, and increasing traffic to her booth when she saw on the first couple days that there wasn't that much traffic. So if you're dreaming of launching a toy line that centers around culture or trying to figure out how to get buyers to notice you at a major toy industry event, this interview is filled with a ton of advice and inspiration. Now, I know I've been rambling forever. You're like, oh, Azhelle, just get to the interview. I want to hear the details. Well, by the end of this episode, you are going to learn how to leverage some pricing, packaging strategy, and more to scale your toy business. You'll know a bit more about preparing for a successful toy trade show debut, even if you're on a budget, and how successful toy companies go about building strategic retail relationships through sales reps and targeted exposure. All right, I know. Let's get into it. Let's listen to this interview. One of the greatest things about coming to Toy Fair is getting to catch up with TCA alumni who are doing their thing, showing their product and selling toys. So today I'm here with Samantha, the founder and creator of Joey Dolls, the world's most diverse Asian doll line. Samantha, thanks for coming back on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. So tell me, I'm so excited because Samantha and I work together continuously, and she's been telling me about these little mini versions of her dolls that are coming out. So I'm so excited to finally see them in person. So tell me a little bit about the development process of these mini dolls. How's it been going?
Yeah, so I wanted to make the mini dolls to make it more accessible for all families to celebrate culture and diversity. So I thought, why not come up with mini versions of our dolls, which have been really popular, but also make them accessible for little hands too. This actually was our first mini doll, and I just wanted to come up with a little bit of simplified version so that parents don't feel so worried about getting them dirty and, have some fun play, of course. So yeah, it's been fun being able to miniaturize little May, and it's also been really great to see the response as well. Yeah, and I think that the lower price point, so we're targeting $19.99 without the box. That price point being under 20 has been very well received.
So what's the price point of this one I'm holding here, the larger original size?
55. And while that has been good, I think the under 20 has just been such a game changer for consumers, but also the retailers are very excited about being able to offer a different price point and also a different size. Yeah.
I'm curious to hear also, I know when you were getting this bigger size into stores, the issue was kind of space and like how we're going to display them. So what have retailers said about what they're thinking about doing with the little dolls?
That's why I think the toy fair itself has been really good. Of course, not just exposure wise, but also getting feedback from retailers and buyers themselves on what works for their stores. And that's the kind of things that I'm thinking about, not just the product, but how it would work in their store. And so packaging, coming up with different ideas for packaging and what would work best in their store.
Can you put one out?
Yeah, so this is one that we kind of mocked up. I did work with someone to do the packaging just as a mock-up, just to see what the response is and what people would feel while the display is really great, but space is an issue or the cost? Like this would definitely drive up the cost.
Oh, you were thinking about like a PDQ display for these dolls?
No, PDQ, but just the package box. But the box would drive up the individual unit cost with freight and just production of them.
Right.
Because the cost also, there's a certain MOQ in that too.
Yeah. So are you 100% sure moving forward with the package version? And if so, what's the price going to be of this one?
Yeah, so it's been actually interesting. After Toy Fest, I decided, okay, we're not going to do a box. Like people love the $19.99.
Yeah.
And then coming here, where we have different set of buyers, people are really thinking about how this is going to display in their stores, like bigger stores, and the retail and the merchandising of
bigger stores.
store? Like what stores?
Just stores, I think, with multiple locations.
How much cost is this going to add? Like, is it going to be a $24.99?
That's it. Yeah, I think $24.99. And
Wow.
speaking to people, I think they see the value. There's like, okay, this is very sellable at $24.99.
Right.
With the box, so it does increase that value, and it's very giftable.
It's giftable.
Yeah.
100%. There's this book called Why We Buy that I love. And one of the things they say about product is when you can get people to touch the product in store, it increases their likelihood of walking out of the store with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a great piece.
And that's it. Like, I think the stores that have liked this doll without the box, like, I think they've also had that experience where children would just pick it up, hug it, and not want to let go. Yeah. Whereas, this is still in a box. Yeah, this is still in a box. Well, yes, you can still touch it. It just is a different experience. And then those who said they liked it without the box, they're like, okay, I can put it in a basket. It feels more homey. It feels different. So it's interesting to hear the different perspectives and the decision that I now have to make on what to do.
I want to ask you about that decision. So, like at larger companies, we will often like decide, okay, we're going to make a version for, let's say, Walmart, and we're going to make a version for this high-end specialty store. But you, being an independent creator, you're like, all right, well, I mean, I don't have the time to manage multiple SKUs for no reason, but also don't have the resources. So have you considered doing a small run of no box and then most box, or are you going to choose one route?
Yeah, because of how well received this doll is, I've gotten some requests like, I need this right now. So I think we're going to do without the box first, test out how it goes, and then
You have to do a lot more like development with the box.
with the box. And then
She's a perfectionist. Yeah.
we want to get it right. So I think we're going to do without the box, test it, and then I think we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
It's so interesting because if it like sells really well, if you get your MOQs high with the box, you could potentially do the box at $19.99 at some point.
Potentially, yeah. And I think the thing about the box is that people see so much potential with giving more content like about the product. Because our dolls are not just dolls, they're an educational tool. There's just so much potential of what we can do with the box here. Whereas like this would just come with a little hang tag, and it does have that different experience when you come.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, so this is your first time at New York Toy Fair, but you've been to other shows before. We did the Toy Coach Showcase together. That was your first show ever, and that was at Astra. And then you went back to Astra by yourself. You had a successful show. Your first time at New York Toy Fair. How is the experience?
I think it's been good. Like, I think good to like just be amongst this experience with others and the networking as well, and getting our name out there. It definitely exposes us to different set of buyers, but also I've been seeing some of our buyers that have already loved our product see us here and be excited to see our new product earlier, which has been really awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, they've seen it here, they'll see it again at Astra, but I think they liked being able to see it earlier than the people that would have seen it at Astra.
It's really smart to do that because, like I've told you, like buyers, before they go to Astra, which is in June, they're already planning what to do with their money. So the fact that you have existing customers seeing your product now, they're looking at their budget saying like, okay, I need to make space for Joey Doll's new product.
Yeah.
So do you think that's happening?
I think so. And we're always thinking Q4, but I had a buyer who was like, no, my busy season is the summer, which is interesting because we don't think that way. We tend to think our busy season is Q4.
Right.
So for him, it's like, I need this now. This is too long to wait. Like, can I buy this now? So that's interesting because I've always thought for Q4. Yeah.
Yeah, in the toy industry, we always say like 75% of our business is Q4. Like there are companies that are in the red until Q4. So that is really interesting. Where's he located? Is it a multiple store?
California. So that's interesting. I think people do travel around that area in the summer, or people are out and about in the summer.
Oh,
so I never thought that way. So it was nice to have that perspective. Yeah.
That is very interesting. Okay, and I know there is something, we don't have to name the group specifically, but I know there's something you did differently that if you had not done at the show, you feel you would have had even less traffic, being in like this launchpad area that's a little off to the side, so people might not discover you. So what is this thing that you did differently that brought people to your booth?
Yeah, okay. So I did work with Han Solo Consulting. So they are hiring sales reps for me and like getting out in front of them. I think that has been really helpful to know that I'm going to have boots on the ground in stores and that those relationships.
Yeah.
Also, I think like working with people that do have those relationships, they've been able to do like email blasts, come see us, check out us at the show. I can do my own, but I definitely haven't been in the industry for that long.
Yeah.
So being able to access those relationships or those audience is super helpful.
Yeah, I always tell people you've got to prepare your meetings before you come to the show. But a show like Toy Fair, it is harder to get appointments because there's so much competition for the same buyers and the same sales reps. So Samantha, because she has some experience now in the industry, she's kind of desirable. They're like, oh, you have sales, you have store placement. So she was able to find a consulting group that wanted to work with her because they knew with her existing success, they could use their contacts to get her even more success. So at the show, when she was like, oh, it felt a little lull at times, they would bring sales reps over who would check out her product to show it to future retailers.
Definitely very excited about that because while I may have not seen the individual buyers, retailers at this show, I am excited about them being excited to bring my product to them at their store because not everyone can make it. It is expensive. It's, this time of year or, it's New York City. So knowing that they'll also be able to get exposure from that through the sales reps, being at their store, using those relationships that they have and that trust. Yeah. That trust is so key to know that, this is not the end. Like it's not just tied to this one show, that it's still, an ongoing process and there's so much potential beyond this few days.
So any last piece of advice you would have, even if it's tough love, like even if it's something that you think I would say, like for people that are just launching, thinking about launching, and they want their first show to be New York Toy Fair, or they're thinking about coming here even before they finish developing their product?
I'd say it would be helpful, I think, to come here just to get the lay of the land, how things work. I wish I had known how things were set up. And while people could tell me, it's just really hard to visualize it until you just walk around. And I wish I had done that in advance, and then I would have known, because people told me, okay, this is great, the launch pad, but now seeing, okay, there's a lot of buzz in the middle. I think I would have loved to have been, part of that buzz in the middle. Yeah. Also, like the way that things are categorized. So people may be missing me here, but while there are people who do want to come to see the launch pad, but what percentage of people I may be missing. So just, those little things, but also not feel so intimidated by yes, there are big brands, but there's still definitely a place for newcomers and all of that. Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect advice. Samantha, congratulations on all of your success, and I hope you have a good rest of the show. We only have a few hours left.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, bye, guys.
Well, there you have it, toy people. That's my interview with Samantha Ong of Joey Dolls. If you are interested in getting your very own Joey doll, and why wouldn't you be, head over to joeydolls.com to learn more. There are not just dolls available, there is apparel, there are books coming. Joey Dolls even has stationery available. This is, as I said, a true cultural movement. I've been working with Samantha for years, and yes, she did start out in Toy Creators Academy. When she first joined me, she thought she had everything buttoned up and was ready to go with a factory, but that factory could not deliver to the quality that she wanted. So from the very beginning, I helped Samantha get herself situated with a new factory, one that would stand up to the quality expectations that she has. And I'm sure she would tell you I helped in more ways than one, keeping her motivated and focused on executing this dream that she had already come so far on. When there were moments where Samantha doubted herself, I could see the truth, and I made sure that she could see it too. Like, you cannot give up on this brand. The world clearly needs it. They want it. Keep going. I would not let her give up. If you would love to work with me in the same way, head over to toycreatorsacademy.com to learn more about how you could be a part of our next cohort of Toy Creators Academy students. Now, if you love this podcast, did you know that you can support the show? Making it in the toy industry takes a lot of work and energy from myself and others to make this happen. So if you love the show and you want to help support it, head over to thetoycoach.com/support. You can show us some love there. You can also leave a rating and review for the show and let me know, how has the show helped you grow your business, get started in the toy industry, build relationships, inspire new ideas? Let me know. Please, wherever you're listening, stop and leave a rating and review. Whenever a new review comes in, I get a ping on my phone, puts a huge smile on my face. I tell my friends and family, and you want me to be talking about you. Now, as always, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I know your time is valuable and that there are a ton of podcasts out there, so it truly means the world to me that you tune into this one. Until next week, I'll see you later, toy people.
Thanks for listening to the Making It in the Toy Industry podcast with Azhelle Wade. Head over to thetoycoach.com for more information, tips, and advice.